One of the keys of Dr. Yaku's technology is to teach people how mortal gods become sky gods after they die. Basically, how men become myths. This is usually done by playing with human emotions and nature. Some people don't take the evil E off emotion, they just deal with the motion. So they want to take and make their heroes and sheroes, quote, larger than life. We seen this in antiquity, in the Epic of Gilgamesh and ancient Kemet or Egypt. Human beings, black men and black women, when they physically die, their followers, their worshipers, their family, their friends, their idolizers, they add and take away and spook up their original teachings. They mythologize it. They take them from being natural to supernatural. And what is the greatest thing is the cosmic phenomena. You associate them with other planets, with the sun, the moon, and the stars, with the storms, with the mountains, So here is a human being on Earth now living on top of Mount Olympus with some mystery gods or mystery goddesses. They elevate the mortal to a sky god, and it's reinforced by the military, by economics, by political authority and social cohesion. It's to keep the ranks together. This is how spookism spreads. You see it in the past, you see it in the present. You won't see it in the future. Assalamu alaikum, peace be unto you. Shalom, peace. Hotep, peace. Assalamu alaikum, peace to the gods, peace to the goddesses. I'm your brother in the struggle for peace, truth, reality, freedom, justice, and equality. Brother Minister Alifullah. Beloved, today I just want to give y'all a synopsis of the update on reparations so that you can stay abreast of what's happening or what's not happening. I'm going to try to be fair and impartial. Certain things may seem easy or seem, on the desk of certain leaders. But at the end of the day, it's on all of us. It's not on one person. It's not on this leader or that leader or this religion or this non-religion. It's on all of us. It takes a collective effort to make things happen instead of waiting for things to happen. Unfortunately, many of our organizations, whether they call themselves Black, African American, Asiatic, Moor, Muslim, Christian, atheist, what have you, we still suffer the effects of imperialism, due to chattel slavery here in the wilderness of North America. And there are many brothers and sisters who are sincere, and they have given their time and efforts to try to get us reparations. And it's not as easy as it may seem. The real problem is, as long as we stay unconscious mentally, politically, economically, spiritually, what have you, as long as the imperialists can keep us divided against each other, they can literally continue to rule over us for the next 100,000 million years. Down Elijah Muhammad warned us about this in Message to the Black Man in America in 1965. All right, so here is going to be 6 real short, brief updates on what's going on with this reparation stuff. All right, number 1 is dealing with the U.S. reparations legislation and related efforts as of today. That's September 2025, family. All right. Number 2, at the federal level, HR 40/S40, as it's known, is basically a commission to study and now remember, this is just a bill to study and develop reparation proposals. All right, so let's get this real simple and clear for you. There really is nothing happening with reparations right now. Despite the efforts of many of our leaders and movements on reparations, but it's being delayed intentionally. And the reason they're able to delay it is because they're able to buy out certain people, buy out certain leaders and organizations, spin us, use our division, use our lack of will, our lack of dissatisfaction against us. All right, so on the federal level, HR 40/S40 is the commission to study and develop reparation proposals for African Americans Act. All right, so that's where we at right now. So we got to understand certain things. Like I remember Brother Minister Salas Muhammad, he was pushing for reparations, and the Afro descendant, like one of the issues is like our Moors brothers been telling the whole world for the longest, you need a national identity. Like black is not our nationality. Whether you're Moor or not, that don't mean that we're not black, because the universe is black. Black is the base from which all colors derive from. But as far as your national identity, you need a national identity. Master Muhammad taught us what? That our national identity is Asiatic. He taught us that the original man is the Asiatic black man. He put Asiatic before black. The original man is the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, God of the universe. All right. So we're Asiatics, not, it's a lot of misinformation out there. We're not saying we're Chinese or Orientals or something of that nature there. We're simply saying that we live on a planet that is 57,255,000 square miles of land, 139,685,000 square miles of water. As our beloved brother Dr. Khalid pointed out to us, Africa is not our home. Africa is our throne. Our lessons teaches us what? The planet Earth is the home of Islam, meaning the whole 57,255,000 square miles of land is ours, Every square inch of the 139,685,000 square miles of water is ours. If you add that land and water together, you get what? 196,940,000 square miles. We claim every inch of that. We're saying that the weight of the planet Earth is 616 tons, a unit followed by 21 ciphers. So we're saying that wherever Black people are at in the diaspora or anywhere on the planet, they're home. Black people are home in Jamaica. Black people founded Australia. The original people of Arabia were Black. The original people of India were Black. All of the gods of ancient India were Black people. All of the gods and goddesses of ancient Japan were Black. Every last one of the ancient gods and goddesses of the Anunnaki were human being Black people. Not one ever was an alien. 100% of the people of Sumer, of Russia, of Europe, of the Philippines, of Australia, of Cuba, wherever you go on the face of the planet Earth, there was and is and shall be nothing but the original people. Who is Allah? The God. But they spooked us up. Dr. Yaqub Malik Shabazz's law of divide and conquer has us so completely destroyed as a people. They got the gods thinking they the devils, and that the devils are the gods. All right, let's look at number 3. It was referred to the House Judiciary Committee. It has not, repeat that, it has not yet passed the House. All right, the fourth prong. H.R. 40 was introduced in the House by Representative Ayanna Presley on January the 3rd of this year, 2025. And the fifth prong, S40, same name as HR 40. That's why we say slash. But S40, same name, was introduced in the Senate by Senator Cory Booker on January the 9th of this year, January 9th, 2025, which is referred to, it was referred to the Senate Judiciary Committee. So he got a little more headway. He got a little more political clout. You know what I mean? He be fighting, the same opposition, but at least he got it referred to the Senate Judiciary Committee. All right. And the last prong, you have 2 major states that's like, at least I would say, attempting, and that's California and Maryland. All right. Now, California and Maryland is pushing it at the state level. California is pushing for reparations at the state level, and Maryland pushing for it at the state level. But when you dealing with the devil's politics, and you dealing with lobbying and getting vetoed and all that, and bribes and corruption, I'm really not looking too favorable for something like that to come to pass overnight. All right. However, even though it's nothing realistic that's taking place with reparations as of 2025, at least the ball is on the court. At least the players are on the field. They're trying. They're trying to make moves. They can become more effective if we become more effective. We have to educate our people. So in my little micro atomic part, I'm going to try to give the family some simple, basic foundations as to why we should get reparations. We need to cover the 6 essential elements: who, what, where, when, how, and why. And, we can't make it too complicated because our people are not a complicated people. So we got to make it so plain that the people could relate and understand the basics or get the gist of what we're saying, and that they will be able to say, okay, let me help organize this thing. Because really, if we was to come together as a people and get serious about it, oh, we could do it overnight. If we just, we could literally be like, we're not taking no for an answer. We're going to make it happen. You know what I mean? It's just that right now, politically, economically, socially, psychologically, we just still got that slave mentality. So, you gotta be patient with our people. You can't compare black people in the wilderness of North America, or so-called African Americans, to the Jews in Germany. The Jews in Germany, they had a language, they had a flag, a white flag with the six-pointed blue star on it. They had a God. they knew Yahweh. They knew the Hebrew language. They had their own language. They had their own culture. They had their own holidays. Despite what other people on earth was doing, they had their own thing going on. You know what I mean? Same thing with Japanese Americans getting that reparation so fast. They came from Japan. Their descendants. They know about the Nipponese. They know about the flag with the sun on it. They had their own Japanese language, their culture, their traditions, their mores, their gods, their goddesses. So, they were able to get reparations. Even the Native American Indians right here in the wilderness of North America, after everything was said and done, they ended up with their reservations and their economic situation where they could build casinos or what have you and do for self on some land in the United States to call their own. You know what I mean? Because they're descendants of 1 billion Indians that got a continent over there. They got their own land, their own flag, their own language, their own gods, their own goddesses, their own traditions and ways of life. You know what I mean? But when you deal with the so-called African American, the so-called Negro, if you will, you know what I mean? You're dealing with a people that literally don't know our language. We don't know which flag is our flag. You know what I mean? We don't know which country we come from in Africa. You know what I mean? So the devil uses Jacob's law of divide and conquer to keep us confused and divided. But the messenger's message in this age of mess comes in to heal us and give us guidance. The message thing is real simple. Listen, we're not saying this black person in New York is from Ghana, or this one is from Egypt, or this one is from South Africa. We're saying we're world citizens. It makes no difference where the black man or woman or child is at in the universe covering 230 quintillion, 640 quadrillion miles. It's all our people. We are the founders of it all. Everyone that already has reparations are from the genetic essence of the black woman and the black man. They came out of the dominant gene. Our lessons teaches us what? The original man has 2 genes, a black gene and a brown gene. There's a dominant gene and there's a recessive gene. Even white scientists, like the Austrian monk Gregor Mendel, look him up. You know what I mean? He studied the sweet peas and seen in nature, everything has a dominant and a recessive gene. You see? Black people, melanated people, they just happen to have so the people on earth, whether they're brown, yellow, red, white, whatever so-called race they may come from the original people. Who is the God? There is no mystery God in the sky. There's no alien civilization out there that enslaved us. It were human being Europeans. Even though history is not a science, but even though historians try to trace it back to the 1400s, like 1453, and how the king and the Catholic Church and them use racism, sexism, classism, and imperialism to enslave us. They're the 10%, the rich, the slave makers of the poor. They taught the poor lies. They exploited and dominated the planet Earth. Now, But it didn't start with them. See, people look at it like, oh, it goes back to history. No, it don't. It goes actually to the very nature of human beings. See, to really understand this thing, you got to look at nature. You got to look at the universe. The universe has these protons, these positive forces, but it has these neutrons, these neutral forces, and it has these electrons or these negative forces. There's positive, indifferent, and negative. There's good, there's mortal, and there's evil in everything. You see? So once we understand how the universe operates, then we be like, oh, we shouldn't be trying to force the piranha fish to swim in the school with the goldfish. We shouldn't be trying to force the cats to integrate with the mice. We shouldn't be trying to force the dogs to integrate with the cats or the eagles to integrate with the mice. Nature made some dominant and some recessive. I mean, some are going to use war. Some are going to use racism, sexism, and classism and imperialism and greed. I mean, you know, that's just the reality of the universe in which we live, you see? But I want y'all to understand one basic thing about all this. At the end of the day, the dominant, the proton, the good, the God, Allah always wins. But for now, the struggle continues. Assalamu alaikum. Peace to the gods, peace to the goddesses.